All right, welcome back to Mr. P Helps with Calculus. This is Unit 3. This happens to be Day 4. This is usually a day where we're going to be doing a lot of in-class practice, but I do want to still make a video that's showcasing the differences between the three ways of writing definition of a derivative. Now, I do say three ways, but technically there really is only two. Forms 2 and 3, these are very similar, if not basically the exact same thing. The only difference is this is Form 2 happens to be a form when you can only use when they tell you what x is. So if they tell you x is 1 or 5 or 10 or 20 or -1, it really doesn't matter. It could be any real number, to be honest. And then you would put 1 in for the a term, and 1 into a term here, or whatever x value is, because x is a in this case. So this can only be used if they don't just give you a function. They have to also give you what the value of x is. Now, if you don't have the value of x, then this is going to be Form 3 your go-to, to be honest. Most of the time throughout the year, you're going to be using this format right here for limit definition of a derivative. So f of x plus h minus f of x over h. And you're doing this to find the derivative in it's going to be f prime of x format. So your answer is going to be f prime of x, and it could be like f prime of x equals x squared plus 5 or something like that. Obviously, it could be more advanced. It could be any kind of function in the end. And then what that answer means is that if you plug any value of x into that function, you would get the slope at that point. Whereas this is really just telling you the slope. This is giving you f prime of x. That's giving you the dy dx. That's giving you the derivative, okay, which is probably going to give you a function for the derivative. Whereas this is giving you the actual slope at that point. So yes, Form 2 and 3 are kind of the exact same thing. And you can see they even look the same because they kind of are the same. Because x really is a in this example. But we don't use x again because then obviously these two forms will look exactly the same. So that's why we use a different letter for this form. Now, form number 1 is completely different. So f of x minus f of a over x minus a. This is probably the form that I use the least, but it's going to be pretty obvious when you see this on the calculus exam. What they're probably going to do is give you this format, and what you have to be able to do is recognize what f of x was. In fact, you could say that for all three of these forms. A lot of times on the test, they're going to give you the limit definition of derivative, and what I would do is figure out what f of x is, and then use the rules to figure out what the derivative would be, instead of doing the long process of doing limit definition of a derivative, which can take a lot of time, and time is important on the calc exam. Your teacher will be showing you all kinds of shortcuts to try to save you some time, because you're only going to get 2 or 3 minutes per question on the exam itself. All right, so now figure out which one's which. Now, these two, A and C, I know the answer's already there. The reason I know these are in Form 2 and 3, because if you look, it says natural log of x plus h, 2 plus h, in parentheses. It's kind of a gimme that A and C are going to be either Form 2 or 3. Now, what's the difference between A and C? Well, C gives you an actual number, and I just spent a lot of time talking about how Form 2 can only be used if they give you an actual number. So yeah, it looks like A is actually 2. So this is 2 cubed. Yeah, that makes sense. This would be 2 cubed. And this is 2, which happens to be A. So yeah, that's clearly Form 2 right there. And this obviously is Form 3, because it's f of x plus h minus f of x. Clearly, the actual function itself is natural log of x. Whereas over here, clearly the function itself is x cubed. This is f of x right here. This is 2, which is x, cubed. This is 2 cubed. This is 2 plus h. This is x plus h cubed. That's f of x plus h. That's just f of x. All right, now B. B happens to be this format right here, which is f of x minus f of a over x minus a. Once again, the one I use the least, but in this case, it's f of x will obviously be whatever comes first. So x squared is your function itself. It's right there. It's f of x minus f of a. So it looks like the point happens to be at 3, 9, because it's f of x minus f of a, the height of a. And that happens to be a. So 3, 9 happens to be a point. So yeah, you're not going to use this unless you actually have the entire point. All right, hope this helps with understanding the difference between these two forms. I'll see you again in the next video. Have a wonderful day.